All right, everybody, it's Rick Utzi here with Airgun Web, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. And today we're going to take a look at the new Seneca Eagle Claw. Man, I like this airgun. All right, before we get started, I want to say thank you to Pyramid Air. They're our sponsors, and they have been so for years upon years, and they are awesome. They treat me great, and they allow me to do these videos, which allows me to give you guys this great information about some really cool air guns. When you're looking to buy your next air gun, looking to get your next batch of airgun supplies, please do so at www.pyramidair.com, and please be sure to let them know that Rick sent you their way. Okay, so let's get started with the Seneca Eagle Claw. As you can see, this is a departure from tactical, which is fine with me. I like traditional. I like wood and steel. I like metal, not plastic. This gun had me very, very excited from the first time I saw it when Ben was shooting it over at the Pyramid Air Cup. And I looked at that and I said, that is awesome. First things we've got under here, let's talk about some of the technical stuff. We have got a pressure gauge, it's 3,000 PSI, and we have a variable power wheel. That is very, very similar to some of their older models. The thing that they've done, which has really excited me, right here in the stock, the old model came straight back, and it was, for me, a little uncomfortable. This one, ergonomically, is just much better. It's easy to cock. You can decock it if you want to. The function and everything on this is absolutely brilliant. It really is impressive, for sure. It's what you would expect at a gun at this price point and with the Seneca name as well. So the air tank is massive, 460 cc's. That's a lot of volume. There is a very flat shot curve in the middle of your pressure extreme. So if you filled a 3,000, your first mag in a bit's going to be a little low. If you shoot past, say, 100 bar, that's when it starts to drop off. But if you stay like 180 bar down to 110, 120 bar, it's relatively flat. There's very little variance. What the exact variance is, maybe 20, 30 feet per second. Now, if you're bench rest shooting, like your competitive shooting, that's like a mile, and I get that. That's not what this gun's about. This gun is a hunting gun. It's designed to give you a lot of power on target with accuracy. Before we go any further, let's talk about accuracy. So I've got my Hawke scope on here. The gun's relatively light. I did put kind of a heavy scope on it. You can definitely feel that added weight. I'll take the added weight to have this optic. I had been shooting the 25-4s. That's what I did my chrono tests on. We'll get to that in a minute. But shooting that, and I knew I was going to adjust. I wanted to see what the heavies were going to do. Those are 33.95. They hit harder. Those are hitting like 62, 63 foot-pounds, kind of average in the curve. Max, almost 70 foot-pounds. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I wanted to hunt with those. I wanted to sight my gun in with those, so that's what I decided to do. I shot a mag right off the rip. Maybe I was 190 bar, and you can see it was a little low and a little ragged. Well, I knew I was going to have to adjust the scope, and I just wanted to rip through it quickly to see how it would do. I adjusted my scope, and the next 8 shots, I took my time. And as you can see, it makes a world of difference. This gun is unbelievably accurate. So at 50 yards, I don't know what that is. It's tiny. It is basically one ragged hole, and that is awesome out of a gun like this. It's a hunting gun, not a match gun, but that is some impressive accuracy. As far as range goes, I was playing on my bank, which is 112 yards. I have a bunch of fragments of clay pigeon, and I could just pluck the fragments off the bank. So will this reach out? Absolutely. It absolutely will, and it does so quietly. Even all the way up on full power, it's not bad at all. It is very, very manageable, something that I would happily go out and shoot in my backyard with, as long as I could stop the pellets properly and had a silent trap, because I think you're going to get more noise out of the pellet impact than you are out of the gun. So let's go ahead and talk about crony numbers. Because this has variable power under here, you're going to have the options to do a lot of different things with it. You can shoot, again, this is with the 25-4s. On low power, in that prime shot curve area, it's about 400 to 430 feet per second, give or take some. And that's going to shift a little bit depending where you are in the pressure. On high power, you're like 1,030, 1,040. And again, that's average in the shot curve. Max velocities is going to have an extreme like in the 300s, close to 1,100 extremes. But if you stay in that sort of optimal pressure where it's going to be, the most consistent, you're looking at about 4 something on the low end and 1,020, 1,030 on the high end. Foot-pounds, that's pretty close to 60 foot-pounds. I mean, that's where that's sitting. That's a lot of energy. You switch over to the heavies, and you're at like 910 feet per second, and that is just screaming. Now, again, max was like 960, 970, but if you stay in that shot curve, you learn your rifle, you're going to be very, very happy with what you get, and the power is just 62, 63 foot-pounds, really, really solid. The trigger is a 2-stage adjustable. I have not tried to adjust it. I'll tell you that it's not a bench trigger from my perspective. It's not a match trigger. It's a great field trigger. There's one more thing I'll say before we go. A lot of hunting guns out there, at least they used to, and I still see it happen quite a bit, they're very restrictive with the magazine. So they're kind of skinny, and so you can only run a couple handfuls of different types of pellets. This thing has a lot of room for pellets of all shapes and sizes, and I know the trend out there is to go out and shoot slugs. Now, whether or not this is a good slug gun, I don't know. The magazine will certainly take them. You're not going to be limited to single shot loading because the magazine is very, very forgiving. I think that's it for now. I think that this gun deserves kind of a deep dive because there's way more that we need to talk about, like really understanding how that shot curve works so that if this is something you're interested in, you really know how to do it yourself. Each gun's gonna be a little different. So having a chronograph, being able to do that kind of work on your own, I find that fun. That's one of the reasons I like airgunning, is that sort of detail-oriented stuff. I think that would be kind of a fun series, kind of deep dive into this. We'll see. Maybe we can do it. Maybe they'll need it back. Don't know yet. We'll find out soon. But that's going to do it for now anyway. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.